I was gonna do this as a short, but I'll go in. I can't do a record on my phone because I got too much memory used up from all the pictures I take. I'm getting to dream how I see this. I need to get a phone stand too, so this is the back of my camera. I'm using this. Hopefully, this is on the microphone. I'm just gonna rock with this. I might have to run and grab some food, but I want to get this down. I'm gonna polish this up. So this is really important, especially if people are cycling with me, because I know this is a dream. Because they say, like I was going into that meditation, but when you say you dream, say dream. They say we're the five-finger being as well. Um, I'm gonna meditate on that one a little bit more. But when you say dream, we fall into a dream, fall asleep. We also, it's Dharma. We're in Dharma, which is skin. And then when you look at that too, skin. They also say in the nick of time, um, kin, next of kin. Gets into a lot of ways that I see this. But check this. Now I got my other phone. Whoa. Flip cameras. Let's go the other way. I don't know how I did that. All right, maybe I have to change it that way. All right, let's go. All right, it's on. This off. Let's rock. I need that phone stand. Look at dream. Yo, that picture of me is in sales too, next to it. That was like from a long time ago. I don't want to get into that. I'll get into that another story. We get into the dream, and that's crazy. Some of the stories I have, it's like it has to be in a dream. We look at Samyam, Nin, Nim, Nim is at the center. Nimrod's first hunter. It gets really deep. So we also see sumo. We see minimum at the center, and sumo at the outside. I had another one in my head having to do with Oz too. That's gonna have to come back to me, but I saw that in there. But when you see dream, auto detail, crack screen. Anyway, dream. Now when you flip it the dream, right, we fall asleep, we fall into skin. If you can see the focus. If anybody catches this later, no one's tuning in yet, almost reaching 5 minutes. At this point, I'm just gliding in when I can because I was getting stuff done earlier. Shit. a chance to re-up on that one. So I'm gonna rock in with my notes and some more stuff I got written down, but here I got my phone as well. I was showing how derma, we fall into skin, is when we wake up. So also when you look at wakefulness, what does it say under insomnium? I'm looking at Latin words as well. Somnium is Latin for dream. The plural dreams would be somnia. It's also dealing with the 6 and 7. Um, but when we look at wakefulness, that word, it just catches my eye. That's 11 letters. I will also get into that as well. Because ness, 4 letters to the right, wake, 4 letters. 4 letters to the left, 4 letters to the right. I also look at symbiotic with the M and the N at the center of the alphabet. And then we see full, F-U-L at the center. Another thing I was getting into earlier is how fill and fix. And then I also was getting into some other stuff. When I get to my notes, I'll look at more. But when you show, I was getting into G-force and the symbols of that with the breaking the cross, with like almost like the black and the white and the flicker, the counter pulling, um, as like the centrifugal force on that thing that lights up. The closer you hold it together, the more force there is. But it's like the more power it also yields. So when you look at fill, we also see phi, which is faith. But when we see fix, so 6 is 24, which equals 6. And then you could say 12 and 12, which is 3 and 3, which is also 6. So we can see symbiotics at different angles. But shoot, another thing I'm getting at, got to get into this. Since I'm going live, I'm not really worrying about taking up space. And this is really kind of in the moment stuff. But this is real shit when I see the derma in dream with skin. It's like there's too many symbiotics. I'm also American Dream is also AD. Um, I was thinking about too my own experiences like Fort Sill, and it's kind of like Sheol. I was hearing about Native Americans earlier today, but like just the formation and just the codes that go with the flags, the representation stuff. Um, just from my third eye mind. Um, I got out right. I did cakewalk stuff. I did like my boys went to Iraq and stuff right towards the tail end when I get out. And anyway, I did like security stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I see people like my boy got killed, who I joined with, and like within 24 hours of going over there, 112nd Infantry, my boy Felix, and I just think about the Phoenix. I just think when I see fix, I think like part of me is fixing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I just see symbiotics. It's almost like boomerang effect. Things I throw and they come back. It's almost like when I look at your fingerprint, which is also F, which is 6, and P, which is 16, which is the 7. So the 6, 7. So I'm looking at the symbol together. It's the same thing. Like push and pull is pulse. So another thing I'm getting into is this whole Baphomet symbol. So when we look at like dream, let me show it. Show better than I can say it. So we see wearing half to when we see dream upside down. really be like this, right? If we were to fold the page, different ways we could gather that, but we could still see the same thing. Dream would be the same. I don't even know if that's in the right order, but we see the letters. But what I'm getting at is the wearing the half, and I'm also getting that as the apron, because the half below, half above, half below, we're getting into that, which is also kind of like that fold. So I see the tube, like the tubal, like the opening, closing of a tube, and like controlling a flow, with the creasing in Christ, and also dealing with increasing, increasing, which we see the different directions. And like when we get into Baphomet, we got the M and we got the N. And then if we fold it in the same symbiotics, we get the goat with the crossed legs if you look at it like this. Damn, don't tell me rotate device. What do I do it this way? I'll move that so it doesn't do something weird with my phone. So then we see Baphomet with the crossed legs. So I was looking at some other things with feet. You pay really close attention to some of the pictures. I don't got nobody tuning in, but if someone catches this, I'm definitely gonna come back with my notes. But some of this stuff I'm writing as I'm seeing, and I want to show this too. When you show dream, because I'm getting into the Word of God. So when you look at dream, damn, I'm trying to go for the top part here. It's a little cracked. Can you see the top part on my screen? Hang on. Let me show this a little better. Fuck. Hang on. We obviously have rapid eye movement, but they spell the E like this. They spell the E like the energy symbol. Like for pronunciation, that's how the E is spelled. So under dream, you also have word, which I believe was let, which I'll get into that one more. Which also makes me think of Elton, because it's obviously Sir Elton. And we know that Sir Isaac Newton is sin. Um, and when we look at the K, that's also quiet, quiet as well. In many cases, like night, silent night, holy night. Um, damn. And then the placement down here puts it as sync. So when I get into getting into lead, lead being the heaviest, also as well, with the dream. We look at Polaris, flipping that Polaris. We have polar. So is insomnium. I'm not really looking at that one. I'm looking at um shit, we obviously have dollar, obviously. And then the IS. Damn, we got both, man. Holy shit. We got dollar. Holy shit. We got dollar. And then we got the dollar symbol because we put the I on top of the S. And we know that's in the dollar symbol when we look at the bill. Billfold. Billfold. Oh man, I'll get to the before and after and bafflement. Billfold. You see the folding? 26. So we look at Word of God. We obviously could you could look at that as but because this is scrambled Word of God. Word is obviously vibration. The R is in there. Tao. We know God equals 26. Like the alphabet. So when we say Word of God, Word of 2, 6 is 12. We put the sideways cross. We put the sideways cross between it, like 2 times 6. 2 times 6, 2 times. Anyway, that's 12. So we see the 12 everywhere in the symbiotics, like the word Illuminati and all this stuff. There's a 12 is everywhere because 12 is L dealing with light. So we can look at that fold as maybe increasing pressure or damming a dam in one direction, um, and then maybe Eve relief in another direction, dealing with that rib. Timber rib, and we know rib equals 11, 11, which is less 1, which is less 1, which is almost another form of a split T, or 2 lines. There's different ways I could look at that, man. Um, but yeah, just with the dollar sign being the opposite of Polaris, we also have lead, like to lead is also to pull the weight. And the heaviest element is lead, which is LD. Could have something to do with Lucifer and devil, load, deal with the devil, dealer. CARDS holds the cards in a hand, 5 letters in cards. Also in word is drew. So, because we drew we drew, if let was the first word, hang on. We we drew we drew it in a book. LB could be tripping a little bit. That's level shit. Drew down, Drew Hill. A lot of things we could say with that one. Prudent, per. A lot of things we could say. But we could also flip that W sideways and say P-E-E-R, like peer, to look. Peer, to look. So it's another way of looking, is through words and through writing. Because written is like retune. Written, retune, written. Writing what you see. So what was I thinking, man? People can't see it, probably like it's weird because it doesn't fit like the program. Premium, where it starts. So what was I saying about something with the letter A? Peer. Oh, up here, up here, up here, up here. Disappear. Looking with that P and the D. Shit gets deep. When we look at that 26 as the letters, fucking shit's so fucking deep, dude. I don't know if someone tuned in, tuned out, but look at this. When we look at 26, the center is the M. The center of the alphabet, the center sound. And then we also see the owl eyes, which we could also look at that as allies. Allies. The 2 and the 6. Two ball. Now another thing is Cain. When we look at Cain, like we look at Mithra. I called in and Sanchez said he saw that shit with Mithra when I was talking about rhythm. Sometimes we think about similar stuff, but I'll say like this too with dance, Prancer. We look at dance, right? And you have answer after that, obviously, but we also have you can look at it as anchor. You're anchored because I look at this as that symbol. I'll get to Big Bird and some other things with the BBs and PPs and double D's and all types of shit. You can't, you know what I mean? You can look at it as two breaths, double D's, a lot of things where your mind can, I could write clouds and shit, a lot of different clouds where people's perspectives can see different images in the clouds. But I like to hit them with the fucking lightning from that fucking cloud, man. This is what the fuck I'm drawing. Let that shit pop out. So let me think about this because I did forget what I was writing there. And that shit'll come back. I forgot the fucking word. I know I was getting into double D's. Music. Notes. Fuck. BBD. I mean, we can look at deeds. You know, there's a movie called Mr. Deeds, and we could also look at that as speed. Also talking about lightning. Deep shit. Peeps is also to look and just you call different people my peeps. And we know seeds, proceeds, go to grow trees, some old lyric I wrote. All proceeds grow trees anyway on some next level. Uh, but I'm really getting into this. I know this is so when I see dance, the word dance. Okay, I was looking at the word anchor. So look at dancer. We're looking at anchor. Um, and this is how I mean it. I'm thinking about other things while I'm talking about this, so sometimes I slow. But I like that to sink in. Because when we look at dancer, reincarnate, I mean, I look at a lot of stuff. Look, damn, this shit is so fucking deep. I see my name in a lot of stuff. Um, but we look at obviously there's cane, an alternating current. But yeah. Caned. We look at dance. Someone's caned. They can't help it. They got dance. You've been caned. You can also look at that as pain. Like, oh, gotta move away from it. They can't help it. Gotta move. That hurts. But you also look at it too as hurts, as sound, waves or frequency that someone rides. You've been caned. You know what I mean? In a way, you could say aced, like in tennis, like you've been served. Um, serve, deserve, ebb and flow. Um, it's interesting too. The two S's kind of look like a river. You know what I mean? But this right here, the 2-6. I think about rhymes as well, like acoustics and things like that. But what really hit me is that M because I get into the magic and the magic that's going on in the letters. Is this still recording? Yeah, I'll cut it half an hour because I'm someone checked in, checked out. But I know I'm gonna put down some fire here. Um, it's crazy. I'm looking over at extinguisher. I see my name in the extinguisher, and I'm just thinking about everything. Just dream. We're in our skin, but then our fingerprint. We come back to like Groundhog Day. In Groundhog Day, we see God. And Day's 12 letters. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 13 is like unseen, right? 13 is like a connecting cable. I see it as like a, you know what I mean? Have it relating to ether and how I see it, like a medium, like channeling. We could see the two ends together and channeling as a M. And we can kind of see the word camel too. Damn, that's just on some other shit. Then we could also see AM in the center where people awake. Damn. Elk. I don't know. Claim heaven or hell. I don't know. I'm looking at just I'm just going through a lot through channel because I think channel brings out things that you can channel a lot through just the word channel. Uh but yeah, we see the two D's in Word of God. Hang on, I'm getting into this. Hang on. So an interesting thing about this too is like I say the one unseen that makes the 13. You could also get you could derive 8 from 2 and 6 as well. This is because we're dealing with different angles like a compass. So I'm also thinking about aperture and departure and parting the sea and particles. Um, Sure, I look at route. I look at sure, like you're sure to go the route. Like the route is the way to go. It's the only sure way. Just kind of how I was looking at like fail and fix in ways that I could see like a locking frequency between the symbiotics because there is a lot of dancing, flickering patterns. I do look at that at the stars when you see the dancing, flickering things. I was looking at why is the North Star. Okay, so we also see Little Dipper also dealing with lead. So it's white, right? They call it the rabbit, but like the rabbit in the hare, the rabbit is the fastest moving, right? The rabbit is on the ground. The rabbit is the ground. Here's the race, right? The rabbit's on the ground with the hare. Hare can be seen as here. Uh, so the person who's here wins scattering. We see scattering. And is that because of the star? Is that like a puppet master thing of using these frequencies like I don't know, but I see that as like pores of skin, right? We could see that as like skin because it sinks almost. But we see like, okay, a kitchen sink is also white. I don't know, that's on some next level shit. I'm just thinking. But we see I was thinking about RH and blood frequency, like DNA and on some next level shit, because we also have and strand, and we're doing like continuum. This will continue, continue. I'm thinking about words too. I'm just how words come into how play too. Uh, Play, word play. Groundhog Day. I know I saw something on that one. Well, I was getting into so the symbol. So for Little Dipper, that's where the North Star is in the Little Dipper, and it's like the seven sis. They also call it the Seven Sisters, and I believe that there's six that's seen, right? So there's six seen, and there's one unseen, and I just see that as some symbiotics with the 6 and 7 as well, because that's the part that doesn't move. All the other stars move, and then we got the 7 that keep in continuous luminaries that have these flickering patterns and colors. So something corresponding to dream, but then we got fingerprints, which is also we see this in a lot of symbiotics, like Facebook. We see the face, the owl, which is low. I see the magic. We see a reflection thing going on, like with the light in the Batman symbol. So Batman, I see beam, and Bill Murray was in Groundhog Day. I just see a lot of these symbiotics. Because I see actors' name. Oh shit, that got me today. Suzanne Summers died at 76. I'm like, yo, her last name wasn't Summers, so Sumeria, but we're dealing with the sum of numbers and some kind of frequency there. And what was another one I was looking at? I decoded a bunch of shit. If I grab my other phone, hang on. So in Latin too, we got nail, and then we got the T like a cross, like nail to the cross is in the word Latin. So we can look at a lot. So this is shit that fucking like, I just see. And I was looking at the Threes Company thing too with the I was talking about the triple crosses earlier. I also see it symbiotic with the triple crown, and then we also see the letter M, and we see the letter W in there too. Re is like vibration, reset, recent, trial and error. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna get at. Ring and wrong, ringing, ringing bells, ringing bells. We're dealing with that two G's. And what was I saying? Wrong had to do with rung, had to be like twisted, rung. Um, which I don't want to use the term useless eaters or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying because like a lot of people I love, I see that are going by programs. As a kid, the earliest program that I questioned, damn, Renegade for a reason is my. Let me follow up with the title of this. I slapped a teacher when I was a kid, because I'm gonna follow up with this on some deep shit. She was telling me I was singing the song wrong, but I knew it was right for LMNOP. A B C D E F G H I J. You know what I mean? They make you remember the ups and downs and um, like the frequency. But it was MNMOP. You know what I'm saying? And then she embarrassed me in front of the class and told me I was doing it wrong. And I'll get into another one with pride and humility too as well. Um, which I also see as holding, because I see the D and the P as that flip. And billfold and a lot of stuff that I'll get into that. And there's a lot of people that will be fooled, baffled, Baphomet. I will get into that. But when I look at basically the dealer and the devil dealing with the hands, I don't know if anybody's chiming in on comments. I can't read them. We know Jesus was crucified, right? We're dealing with time between the two crosses is damn, I heard that from Alan Watts a long time ago. I heard that from Alan Watt without the S. But I have my own perspective on that too. But his whole thing was he related that to two emotions, which dealing with mind control. And to me, that made a lot of sense because we know that empathy, empath, I.e., whatever, I.e. is also referring to meaning something. Mine, that's mine. Anyway, fuck. Nimrod, first getter to hunt. Shit. Sherlock, what was I saying? With the IE. That had made me think about Vine and Hive Mind and just the symbiotics, you know what I'm saying? Rhymes kind of do that in my mind. But getting back into the Jesus and the cross, we know the cross is source. I mean, it's a lot. This is that, is this and that. It's really application and practical application. So I'm just pointing at different angles that tie into each other. But this all kind of is like cross referencing. And I think cross referencing to me is also like expert um, sniper kind of style. Like you're hit, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no moving targets. You're more like on point with your shit. So I'm gonna get into Miramoto Musashi and the whole Maya, which is also in Dream. And Miramoto Musashi wielded two swords. He was known for two swords. I also may think of Tubal Cain, but the swords in reference to source and also reference to cross, because we know that the cross is also the sword. And when we say a cross, we know that there's that. If you look at it, it looks like two crosses that are leaning into each other. If you write the capital A, um, I was looking for Hunt and Thumb, but I didn't see that because I don't know. I guess I was still thinking about Nimrod because I'll about just bounce. Sometimes I'm skipping rocks across the water, just playing with this shit because I do like to do this boomerang thing where I throw things out there and see what comes back, like basically what rings bells. Um, so I should not be looking at pinky because I know that pinky relates to water, and I'm automatically thinking about that when I'm talking about skipping rocks, and I'm not trying to think about that right now. I could see blink eye. Maybe I was off target, like skipping rocks, blink eye. If we look at one of the eyes is also the symbol of the L, but maybe I'm tripping. But yo, when I see Cabal, I definitely see Cable. I definitely see Cable. And we know that cable television is programming. Like, why the fuck did they want TV in everybody's house? 24/7 TV, 2022, which is 224. Uh, yeah. I might have to come back for a sec. Where's my other phone? So yeah, just saying that just hit me right now. Actually, I never thought about the TV one before. So some of these epiphanies I'm having while I'm rocking with some just, you know what I mean. That's why I like doing about the footnotes. Um, but I don't know where I was going with that one. I'm gonna have to come back to that one right there. But with the N, we know that's the 14th letter, which 1 and 4 is 5, and the first archaic form of writing 5. We can see that, which would also symbolizing encasing, like the 11 as the pause symbol. We could say which is the ace, because ace is 11. Seek. Me shall find. Uh, could be tripping there, but I'm getting into this. Um, this had me thinking of record, how the records, like the core, or is at the core. I'm seeing like ripples, I guess, some kind of ripple thing going on with words. We know R is the continuum of like the, with the vibration in the with words. Uh, and then what's interesting too is sign language. And I can't remember what I wanted to touch on sign language yet. I have something on the back burner on that one. Um, all right, so just touching base on this one because I thought this was really dope because when we're dealing with right and left, how it can be written like that, but we'll also if you write it with the GH, like the ghost. Um, I get into that because in the middle I see M is the 13, um, which represents the death and stuff in Tarot, and I'll show you that. We're also dealing with the center between the two crosses and all that, blah blah blah. So I'll have to show you that better than I could tell you, which I'm about to. But we also see that can also left can only be written with 4, where right can be written with 5 or 4. And then if you also look at 4 and like I'm also looking at fold, we're looking at the flicker. Damn, made me think of Ford Motor Company, the first fucking car. Damn. I need a new marker. Folding. So I was getting into 4, but let me get this in. So I was showing how the Baphomet symbols like this, which we could do like reflection on water. We'll do that as a fold as the M and the N, right? So we're doing with the directions like the X. X is also, not only is it etc. like that and, different ways of looking at that. For instance, and or with the vibration, with the rib that comes and goes, prana, different ways of looking at that. But check it. What I'm getting at is that's 13, 13, W, and this is N as well. So when you look at the, you can see the N both ways, which I'm sorry. So no, I'm not sorry because you're looking at how I'm showing it, the arrow that way, 13, 13. So we see that one, like, and also I see some kind of symbiotic with that 7. There's something going on there. You can also write the W like this, right? Like a 6, like the two sixes together. I mean, doesn't that make you think like Walt Disney? Damn, what did I do to the camera? My bad. I hope it hasn't been like that. I flipped this thing. I don't know how to flip it back. Hang on. So this will be 444, which is 12, which we're dealing with that light, and you see the L. And then 2, 3 for the W, which would be 5. We could be looking at fire through the Tribney. I'm looking at all types of shit. I don't want to. But we're also looking at BC, because there's BC then AD. I have to get back to that one. There could be a scramble in the Walt Disney too between the BC and AD and the Walt Disney. I believe there is. I definitely see that. And then we could also see 2 7s, depending if we write that with a crease or we write that with a curve, like 2 6s or 2 7s. Window, reflections, water, ways, dealing with direction, right? That's an app as well. App, which could be dealing with that AD. Apathy. We know that empathy has been weaponized. Um, but I see wires. Honestly, I see wires. I see wires. Wares. Um, but no, I literally see wires like in the symbols. You know what I mean? And I see that in veins, and I see that in roots, and like channeling. Um, but not specifically. But the dance thing kind of hit me with that, you know what I mean? That's also the anchor to you've been caned. Dance, if you're dance, you've been caned. Music. Simulate. Damn, it's like simulate too. It's like simulate, articulate is like art. I see late. You have to explain something, man. Hang on. Let me put this correctly so you understand what I'm saying. Let me no, I didn't have to go there because you didn't have to know that. You probably misunderstand me. Let me articulate properly. And you know what I'm saying? If you're so freaking specific, the person listens to be like, all right. Um, just that was Epiphany that had me too. So I look at like birds in the game, Angry Birds, just in the symbols. And then when we look at this too, also I was talking about the fold. And we look at the Angry Birds, that could be something too. How everybody's hooked on their phones and just form of programs. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a time where I loved playing that game. I like video games, but now I see like somehow this is a game, and like the ultimate point is like carrying the weight or lifting the weight. Damn. And then it's also doing with time and speed. It makes me think of that song too. Casey Jones, obviously Jesus Christ. I think a lot of people have already decoded that kind of stuff, but we're dealing with Case too. You know what I'm saying? And you know Jay's the 10. There's a lot going on there too. Like with the 10, we're dealing with the tension, the 1 and the 0. But letter and letters, Letter. Letter is 6. Letter is 6. Letters is 7. Um, that's just one angle. You know what I mean? I'm just like maybe I'm seeking out the 6 and the 7, but we know that there's something going on with the swap and the pause, because when we see the pause, we literally see the 2, we see the 11 symbol, right? And then when we see the K, we can see how there's a swap in that symbol, which is like the X. There's some symbiotics with like star and people or person, but I see a paddle. I honestly see a paddle, and we see the reversing, the up and down. We constantly see like the people. We always see the people and the chains, like in the devil card, because we see the L and the D. But we also see the letter. We also see the M. It's like that magical shit, like in the Batman symbol. We also see that letter M, which is also the up sign. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's the up symbol, the arrow. Um, like you know what I mean? They put the M up in the sky, like the moon. Moon landing. Land. Now, if you look at Sheol, we don't see the S. Maybe someone does. You could derive the S. But we do see shield, right? Like that's the sword. There's always like an X at the center of the shield. It's like a dude holding the shield. I grew up as a kid watching The Mask. The Mask. cartoon. That was one of the most badass cartoons, like the mask. Let me show you my business card. It's the back of it. I just went to an airplane event with my boy. Actually, he didn't make it. Um, this would be a quote unquote news event for not that I'm using it. So I take it my volume's rocking if someone's tuning in. Appreciate that. I got my mic over there too. I'm gonna rock with that. That's gonna be a little bit more profeshy. But I want to show I'm cleaning out stuff here too. I've already covered a lot of that stuff. I was getting about awareness. But if I look at skin as rising and sinking, and then we're looking at since. Tell my boy who passed, Felix. See my Ace and Renaissance as well. I look at these symbols. Thumb is five letters. It represents like bonding. See the bat symbol? See the letter M? Oh, when I show this book too, I mean, this is just a record I got. I was talking about bowling earlier, and it hit me. Book of Life. I wrote that down. Um, I was also wanting to bring in Merriam-Webster's, and also in relation to Miyamoto Musashi, and the stories. And then I was also, trying to relate humility to also humidity, where it's like you got too much is like mold. Like you need enough oxygen, just like you need enough weight, which is OZ, like ounces is like dealing with weight. Um, for strength or for circulation or say movement. Oh man, this is gonna get me into my symbols now. Shit. This is stuff I'm trying to save for a presentation. I'll get into some of this. So when I get into lead, dealing with the LEAD and dealing with the weight, we know carbon, copper, and carbon. I hope somebody can see this. It keeps telling me rotate the device. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so I was playing with the word point. 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 Pointing. So we see pointing and all these like symbols, right? So some of these stuff I'm gonna revisit before I let him out the cage. But really, I'm getting at the babble and the paddle because I was talking about that earlier. So I do want to chime in. We do see the sevens, like four. You know what I mean? Let me write that symbol down. I got to keep markers everywhere and a notepad everywhere. But when we do like, right? Yeah. Was that 2 7s? 3 6s? I don't know. I'm overthinking. Um, when you look at Paddle and Tower of Babel, okay, you know the 3 6s is 18, which is also R. Arcane, Ark, Noah's Ark. It was Noah and Merriam-Webster. Noah and fuck. I may have chimed in on this before. I may have chimed in on this before. Um, I know I'm skipping a few beats on this stuff. I know I got something on the burner too. I gotta go get my food. But we look at Noah's. Now we look at Elwana's, but we got Noah's. We also got Shark. We also got Shark. Just we got HS Arc. Um, another. Could be tripping. Another. We definitely have Crash. You know, we definitely have Shark. We definitely have Crash. The name of my business is Shark Park, ironically. Yeah, that's what's up. So I'm doing a lot of definitely doing a lot of cleaning here. Shit, dude, what am I doing? My uncle came in and was like, clean the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, my place. I could take a quick intermission real quick. But Noah's Ark, what I'm talking about, is who started the American Middle English Dictionary. Now, what's different is I can talk about this because I'm going to put out a fire. My element's steam. I put out fires. Hopefully, I'm cleaning all this stuff up. So I'm just jumping live to get the information down because I don't really have time for uh, too much in between cleaning up all this crap. And cooking is like an obsession. I get like another obsession of mine is like growing plants. So my uncle's in here like you got to move all this stuff. I'm like moving stuff. I'm gardening. I'm cleaning. But I create my own Shangri-La. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. So I'm growing like burdock that I collected up in the mountains, more iron than any plant. Mullein, which is healthy for your lungs. I'm gonna get into symbiotics of actually plants and stuff that's good for you. Um, that's number one mucus fighting herb. So like, and then I'm growing my own grapes because it's hard to get grapes with seeds. So check it. Now seeds, we're dealing with growth. So Noah's known for planting seeds, sea moss as well. Soaking walnuts. So energy is what he's talking about because when you deal with Noah and grapes, you're dealing with energy. That was the first food he planted was grapes. Started grapevines. You know what I mean? Some people will believe, oh, it was alcohol. Some people believe not, but it was written or whatever. So, damn, I might have to bounce in a second. So Joe, check it. This is how I'm gonna close out strong. Strong AF. until you catch me on the next, which will be after. Well, check this. I know I went in today on some symbols. I hope the other stuff is downloaded. When I do the stop and go, it's going to help me pull together a lot of stuff. When you look at the center of the alphabet and the reflection, I was showing the alphabet backwards, some things I was deriving from it. Next time I'm going to set this without this so I can just like stop doing that. Fuck, dude. Alright, that's good enough. So let's show it. You do the M and the N. I'm showing the Baphomet symbol from how I see it. Man, I gotta show a couple more things before I close out because it's gonna chime into what I was. This is stuff I saw after, and that's another things that make me feel like not only is this a dream, I don't look at myself as just in a program, but there's things that happen like after they actually happen that I see that correspond to exactly what I was talking about, and it's not me looking for them. It's like them coming back to me. Um, the fuck. We're dealing with moments, momentum. Okay, so this is I actually lost what the hell I was saying. I just remembered it again. Okay, so because I'm tired, I'm about to go to sleep. I was jumping in on the dream. I was thinking I'm just gonna make it a short because I know that was fire, man. It's hard to even go after that. But it's interesting how they say that there's lead in pencils that you write with. It's just these how these symbols are encoded. But what I'm getting into, I could show like I was talking about current events and how Suzanne Summers she popped up and I saw she died right after I was talking about 7/6. That's one example of current events. Another example is what I just happened to open in this book that I never read because it's got like really weak I don't say weak, just really short um references to the symbols. I was like looking to uncover more information, a lot of symbols, but just what I was seeing after opening this book, I was like, damn. All right, so I'm gonna share some of that. But we look at Noah, Miriam, it's Miriam's and Noah, Webster. I guess we could do the N again with a W. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly how it looks like that. And we're dealing with window and reflection, but we're also, you know what I mean? But it's also, it's, we definitely see the MNW at the center. And then, we know when we deal with a jack, a jack, a jack is an outlet, and the jack card is the 10. We'll see like a clock kind of vibrating back and forth, like a time clock. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I just saw something new that I've never seen before. This is crazy. I just lost who I was watching, but this is so fucking deep. I mean, I could be thinking about Plymouth Rock with a T in right there. We know the Rock definitely dealing with Jesus Christ right there. And you definitely see two. Jesus Christ, we're dealing with two syllables. I'm sorry, Jesus. Maybe Jesus. There's a lot hidden in this, but I honestly, whoa, sword from the stone, words from the tones. Somebody else said that after I said it. I'm like, you're ripping, but then I saw it was like years before I said that. I'm like, damn, somebody else thought of that. But I'm bringing in mad more contextual information applying to my, you know what I mean? And in all fairness, I said that before I even saw her thing. But what I see is the word two, because when two is movement, right? I also get into we see the W is here because two is written. You can write two like this. You can write two like that. We'll look at it this way, and then we could also look at like also towing, towboat. We know awake, you know the apron or whatever, but we know that awake is written like this, following a ship, and then M, we're tying the M, but we know that like I just think like Angry Birds too, just dealing with AM, awake. You awake in your house, you sleep in your house, right? You sleep in your house, like that you sleep in, right? You awake, and then you open your arm, you stretch your arms. Um, lot going on there. Wake, and then we got the two crosses. We got the two crosses. K. I forgot where I had that on the K. Yo, those mushrooms I ate were banging. I'm gonna have to come back to this one. But you know what and how dealing with house. There's a lot of symbiotics going on there. I'm definitely getting back on that one, especially with the 10. What I really want to get on, I know I had a lot of epiphanies too, just how the A and the Z is in there, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. Anyway, so I'm not gonna spout out for everything I see. I want to tie this in what I'm looking for here. If I could find it. If not, I'll let the suspense build for the next. But if I could find this here, these symbols. Like most right there. I mean, we see it so many places. Um, it's not what I'm looking for though. I mean, it's everywhere. We're gonna see a lot of similar stuff with something in Hiram Abiff too. There. I'm actually gonna revisit a lot of stuff. Will we see the W as well in the trident? You know, that they'll hold up the trident on the water. I don't know what keeps telling me to rotate the device. I actually got something with like that bird symbol too on my What It Is channel. I got a lot of symbols there. I don't want to get carried away in other stuff because I'm looking especially. There's a lot actually. I'm gonna do this on my stop and go on some real crazy shit. But we see the symbols right there, like I was showing, in different forms. But I see us tying the M Jerusalem cross is also JC. That's another way of seeing Jesus Christ. I haven't. So this shit just hit me right now. But what I'm getting into is these cards. If I could show this shit, I just passed it. I could do a whole thing on this book. There's a lot. Um, I'm gonna get into this because this has a lot of old symbols on it. But you know what? I just don't know. I question a lot of the research because I look at this stuff is all out by publication companies. But now that I'm in more into like decoding stuff, my reality of realizing my skill set in this world and how it is like whirling. Oh, lead, bang, there we go. See, we know that symbol, right? See that everywhere with the compass and the protractor, right? But we also see the M and the W. Different forms, different purposes, and we know that there's like different levels to know and unlock different meanings. Is how a lot of these programs work. Um, I definitely want to read more on that Flora one. Yeah, but check it. That was one. Shit, dude. Ren is tiny, known as the king of the birds, symbolizes power, humility. Well, I definitely am cocky too. Oh, this is crazy. I go into the extremes, like my rising sign Libra, which is like um not humble. Hang on, I don't want to say that. My Chinese zodiac is Metal Rooster, which is the most cocky, and then Ren is the most humble. Where like getting moon sign is Pisces, like the most sensitive. Um, and Libra is like probably the most insensitive, or something like that. Um, the I forget what we call that dualities, but also I feel like I've learned like how to intensely focus a lot of things in my life, but also I think this translates into a lot of experiences I've had, like ups and downs. Just me really valuing getting in my groove in my ability to do that to other people. So we'll get into that shit. It's not all. This is what I'm looking for. So if you watch I Pet Goat 2, there's something with a hangman in there. But that's also the 12th card. So what that makes me think of, here it says 4, but I see the 12, you know, could do something with that rib because 1 and 2 is 3, then it's 1 away from 4. You know, there could be some hidden meaning there, like the one leg missing kind of thing. This Middle Ages, got to read into that too. Could be dealing with AM. I see also awake. I just see strong symbiotics in that. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to get off that because the A and the M, I just see that triangle up and down, which is another symbol I'm going to show when I can find it. But when you get into the Hanged Man, too, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 letters. So, you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people probably know that, but I just, maybe that one's more obvious. But you can see the 12 and you can see the L. But they say it has to do with the number 4. So that's a little bit of scrambling there. You can see the hands behind the back thing going on. And almost a face in his apron thing going on. Definitely see 2 eyes in the apron. Kind of makes you think of Ponder. And then just getting back to a lot of these symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-star crown. 5 stars. So the 5 stars, the pentagram as well. And then, you know, the devil card when they announced the COVID thing that came from bats. Now we could see combat, holding a bat, tablet. Let was the first word on the tablet. Pat, turn, the pattern. Apt pupil. Apartment could be looked at as like a cave. You know, on some deep shit. I always wondered, why do cartoons always have 4 fingers? You know, never a 5. I was never satisfied with that. Oh, because all cartoons, that's how we know it's like, you don't know it's a cartoon if it's got 5. Like, I never got that. Um, we could see death as a 13. Turn. We see turn T in 13 too, as to turn the T. Turn time. We see the stepping on heads. Temperance in number 14. Of course, it's got the N. I know it's somewhere in the pattern as well. You can see it. It's going to be in there somewhere hidden. Potential devil always, you can see. The tower obviously has to do with Tower of Babel. We see the 2 T's. He and Ower. Hero. Hero W. I have to think about that. Do you see the crown on the top? 16. Damn, then we're dealing with that letter P. We're dealing with the letter P. 16 that fell to B. Babel. Holy shit. Ah, shit. World 21 Universe. The stuff that's coming to me right now watching this, I'm really looking for with the triangles, because I gotta flip through this. When we see the magic symbols. Tayet. Damn! Tell me that's not a ghost. Eternal life. Three T's in the Tayet. I don't know. Let's look at how it is, but we definitely see yet, like things yet to come having to do with magic. That's definitely a ghost. It's definitely a ghost. You'll see the ghost. I mean, it's supposed to look like a knot or a bell. I see a ghost. Dollar bill, Doppler. I gotta bounce pretty soon, but we can see the M and W right there too. A lot of stuff. Or the preferred wood and blah 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 blah. But I like, I can decode a lot of stuff and just see the symbiotics. Buddhist and Hindu symbolism means father, mother, male and female. What hit me too with Incas is snake. We know Mercury having to do with communication back to the center of the alphabet. And then also dealing with tarot being arrow at the center of the two crosses in the symbols. We look at OTM 76. Holy shit. When you look at I'm gonna be pissed if I can't find this. Hang on. Yo, you can send me a comment whoever's tuning in if you want me to check something. It's taking me a second. We can see the M and W and stuff in these symbols as well. That ghost one hit me though. Where they said was a knot. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there because I was going more into these cards. I gotta bounce pretty soon. But the number 10. Yeah, I was getting into that one with the jack. I was getting into that one with the jack. I think that's one of the ones that led me to get this book was that one. And then not at all though. Like this hang on, I got some sicker ones here I want to tie in. If I can find them. Oh, was that on the rabbit? I was talking about the rabbit. Was that Raphael? We'll get into that. That's a 7. well, this relating the angels to the days of the week. Um, that's a lot of factual stuff. I'm going to what hits me here. Solomon's knot is a big one because that's dimensions. Because you see how it's locked in two dimension. And then when we see 2D, tude, oh man, this is definitely going into gratitude, attitude, to do. Because I flipped this with the one and the zero as two, as how it looks splitting it, as the sword and the stone with the Baphomet symbol, with the legs crossed. I'm freaking tired. I'm still gonna write it because I can do it. It's worth it. Um, with two, also dealing with watt and electricity and a lot of shit, man. I'm gonna really meditate on that one. I was thinking about Three's Company and whatever that too, and how they're searching that through with like Three's. I need like someone to write on. Everything's moving. Three's. Um, you have the H right here, so put the C right there. I descrambled that one, something I wrote, but I was thinking about that, and then I saw the Suzanne Summer ones. I don't have my other phone on me, but I got some stuff and also relating to current events, but I could talk about that later. Um, this one right here, this one right freaking here. Okay, so I was showing on one of my streams, and I'm gonna go in on this one because this I've been locking this. This has been like a key that's been locking like mad locks for me, like seeing connections. So there's like a magnetic frequency there. 1M, 2M, 3M. And then also in the 3M we're dealing with level because different ways of writing it. We know that's the damn, I'm tired, brain freeze city. We know that's the like construction company stuff. I get products from. But what was that, skull and crossbones? So we're looking at that too, also as 18 letters and skull and crossbones dealing with vibration. How I see it. AH, you know when we flip the top part, when we flip it, it becomes an A, and I can see the H as the ladder. But you know what I mean? That's also how I'm looking at it. And then Angry Birds, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. The HAH, either the laughing Angry Birds. Could be tripping, but we also know that's some abracadabra shit going on. A lot of crazy symbols doing with positive and negative. But I was talking about that the seal of Solomon or the lock, how the chain links prevent the bending, how that would be locked in 2D and how it's two links. I was talking about the 2Ds earlier. And we see the scepter, also how I'm showing in the alphabet as well. Holy shit. W as maybe like the interceptor, window, ways of seeing, way, different ways of looking at that one. We could definitely see that as a L, like a sharp angled capital L, straight lined L. But I definitely you can see that as the plum too. Like maybe that's the North Star, NO, and North Star when we go that way. Plum has the M in it, plume. B is that way as well. Hang on, I gotta look how that's. Oh man, barcode. Hang on. Embark to embark, embody, dream. We're doing M, REM. Not only is it rapid eye movement, mirror, murder is like, you know, killing your reality. But I'd have to think about that as merging, maybe reoccurring. Like if you don't, something that crashes. I just try to think of what flows. Scallop shells is 12, which is L. All over that one. I don't know. That's like too much. I gotta keep my feet to the ground here. I gotta keep my pivot foot strong because I'm trying to wrap some things up for the night. Even though I'm seeing a lot of things come through the floodgates right now with all these symbols, I can't wait to do another stream. So 12 letters in Templar cross. Of course, there's the L there. See, it's everything doesn't unlock the same way. Just like when you unlock like a key or something. Um, when we see like these kind of symbols, that makes me think of the colors and how the colors come together and form new colors when they merge, and it makes me the different like flickering stars. Um, and then merge is M, and then we have urge. Um, congruent, WB Mason. All right, it's good thing I'm not driving right now because I'm sleeping at the wheel. Peace for checking my channel. I could dive more into this book later. I really wanted to get into that Triple M one and the Jack. I want to get more into the Jack too. I got some cleaning up to do. So to the next, I'm not messing with my camera on this. Peace. That just reminds me of the same thing, that flipping triangle. So also with the language of dealing with angles and the wedge. Um, Peace.